Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. This is a surprise live stream. We normally do it every Saturday at 8 a.m. However, this week there was a chance that we would have to skip it because one of my weekly experts needed to juggle things around in her personal calendar. So we selected this time to record. Unfortunately, it no longer works for her. So when in doubt, we come back and we do a live stream again. Something we like to do every week. Again, your questions, my answers. Happy to take any and all questions. Do have Sunny here squirming around it in my lap, so you may see me picking her up or picking him up or putting him down. So that's what's going on there. So usually I come to this a little more prepared. This was a last minute addition. As I just heard from Anna that she could not make today. So I don't really have anything set for questions. So I will leave it open to you. I am looking up my channel now to see if there's any questions that I may have missed that we can just talk about here. Let's see. Again, as I talked about in the daily financial news, I think someone to definitely watch is Barry Habib. He has been around for quite a while, been in the mortgage industry, and he's a wealth of information. I thought his conversation, kind of bull bear debate with about real estate in 2022 was very interesting. Good morning, Nathan. How are you? Let's see. So there's a lot of, when I talk about the 70s, a common response I am seeing is we can't do anything. I'll just read one of them. Again, let me remind you, the country didn't have a debt ratio to GDP of 130%. The income inflation was high as the home price. You are blind. Thank you for the comment, I guess. Again, when I'm talking about people, when I talk about the 70s, and again, I don't know what else to equate it to. We don't have to be as drastic as the 70s, right? We don't have to go to 16 or 18%. That is not something that would break the entire economy. It's just not going to happen. So don't look at the nominal levels, and certainly don't. Why do you got to be mean? Why do you got to call me blind? I mean, we're trying to help here. I mean, people are whatever. But you can think about it on a percentage basis. In the 70s, we went from 8 to 16%, which is a double. So, and maybe we go from 3 to 6. That's a double. I think we have historically had, we've had rates that high for a long time. In fact, for a long time, that was thought to be the low, right? That's like the bottom. Maybe they get to 5.5. When you talk about economy and statistics, people are far too literal. Again, that's why I try to talk in percentages. I try to paint the picture. But some people take the hard work and they're just mean. Why do people have to be mean? So anyways, so that was interesting. So again, I'm not calling for rates to get to 16, 17, or 18% a la Paul Volcker, but they could get above 5%. And again, what happens? Does that, if rates get above 5% or heaven forbid touch 6, does that necessarily mean housing will crash? No, at least not in values. It certainly, without question, will crash transactions. People will be frozen in their homes. One sec. All right, you two. I thought they were going to go to sleep, but they're playing. So I picked up Sunny again. So again, where was I? Transactions will crash. People will stay in their home. They won't move. Can you imagine? Just paint a picture. You're a homeowner. you bought in the last couple of years, you have a 3% or 2.9 or 2.8 or whatever it is. It's time for you to move or upgrade. You want to go from your 300K house to a 500K house. It's bigger, it's newer, it's nicer, it's in a better part of town. You have the equity, right? Because your house is appreciated too. But then you go do the math. You're like, let's see. If we go from 2.8 to 6%, it's a chance their mortgage payment doubles. Not many people are going to sign up for that. So pretty crazy. 1 second. Now I got Happy. Happy was being a bad girl, so I picked up Happy. So again, we're not talking about rates getting back to 16%. That's crazy. That won't happen. That would they get above 8, the things blow up. But it can get to 6. It can get to 5. So that's what I'm talking about. We're talking about doubling, right? Doubling being that breaking point. So again, and I forget who sent me that data. One of the viewers sent me that. So thank you. That was really a missing piece. I could not find 70s data. So thank you for getting that to me. That was greatly appreciated. All right. So let's say hi to folks. Nathan, again, good morning. John, good morning. Oh, you're very welcome, John. I enjoy it. I look forward to every day. Basilio, good morning. Yep. Nathan, thank you. John, yeah, don't listen to the hater basement dwellers. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Happy is cute. Yes, Happy is a good girl. Yeah. She's gotten a lot lighter. She was they called her tricolor. Now she's kind of one color. Tamika, good morning. How are you? Have I found my deal of the decade yet? Oh, I look every day. Not yet. I have a sneaky suspicion, Nathan, it will come between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I have probably done 6 to 8 deals of the decade over the last 20 years. I mean, just like sweetheart, home run, grand slam deals. So let's say it's 8. I would say 5 or 6 of them came between Thanksgiving and Christmas, with most of those coming like after December 1st. Because you got to remember, one of the things I have at my disposal is I have the ability to do cash or very quick closing with hard or private money. So the closer we get to December 31st, I very quickly become one of the only options. The last deal of the decade I did was 15 units, 4, 4, 3, and 4 houses. That was sweet. I think that deal has made us $850,000, probably 900, maybe. Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one. But yeah, no, I'm looking. I'm looking. That's for sure. No Code Dawn. Good morning. How are you? Yeah, Christmas has not come early yet. I'm looking though. And more importantly, here's the deal. I keep talking about networking, right? I am letting everybody in my network know that I am looking for the deal of the decade. I'm telling them what it looks like, what it feels like. I'm spending $1,000, 900, call it 1,000, mailing people. That is something I haven't done before. I have a team at the hub in Fresno. They're very creative. Adam, I actually had him on this channel a couple of times. We're doing mailers. In fact, I did an interview with Adam 3 weeks ago, and I even showed you the letter that I'm sending. So yeah, we're trying. Yep. Yeah. Better home rental. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I try to ignore it, but yeah, it's very, very telling. So I do have one question, since I got a bunch of you here. Only 17, but that's okay. Thank you for being here, all 17 of you. How many of you have ordered this book and not gotten it yet? I'm just curious. I know Amazon is really backed up with this book. Hardcover, and then the paperback's actually color. I'm just curious. And again, for those of you that are getting autographed books, I have a couple more sets going out. Again, if you want autographed books, which is kind of cool, I appreciate it. you asking for my autographs kind of awesome. I bought 100 books retail on Amazon. I am trying to goose the numbers, I freely admit. But now I have 100 of these and 100 of my original. And I'm going to sell them for the price I paid, $50, which is $35 for the hard copy and $15 for the paperback. And then I cover shipping. So if you want those, we'll work it out. PayPal is usually how I take it. So yeah. Still waiting for the autograph. Nathan, it's in the mail. I think you sent me PayPal a couple days ago or a week ago. It's in the mail. If not, we can work it out. Let's see. Nathan has a question. Thank you. Again, this is question and answer time, folks. So Nathan, thank you for the question. How do you explain the root cause of the ships in LA and Long Beach backup at ports, and how would you solve it? Solving it, I think, is easier. Basically, again, my simple understanding of what's going on, let me put Happy down, see if she sleeps, is we need more cranes operating, and we need more trucks. How I would solve it is I would enlist the National Guard. I think I talked about that the other day. They have a lot of trucks. They have a lot of skilled truck drivers. I suspect they have some people that can operate a crane, but I'm not sure. I would assume so. But that's what I would do, is I would bring in, basically we have a lot of demand and we didn't increase. In fact, we probably shrank the supply of workers. So that's how I would fix it in the short term. I forget who asked me that. Oh, Nathan. But long term, we need to raise wages. Folks, this wage inflation I'm telling you about is going to be around forever. Or not forever. Sorry. It's going to be around for a lot longer than people think. We need to pay truck drivers more. We need to pay crane operators more. Right now, there seems to be a lot of older folks retiring from that skilled profession, and we're not bringing in the next generation. That is a problem. How do you fix it? You freaking pay more. There is no other way. You pay more. And that means everything's going to inflate for years to come. Now, what caused it? I don't know. The root cause is I think they probably lost a lot of capacity at the ports, and they just couldn't get ahead of it. I don't know really the root cause. I don't know what broke, but you fix it. You have to fix it by putting a lot more supply of trucks in crane operate. You have to get that. The engine can't keep up. Clearly, we went from 19 to 30 to 40 to 50. Now over 100 ships. Clearly, what is happening now is not working. Working an extra shift is not working. You need to double, triple the amount of trucks and crane operators. That's what needs to happen, in my opinion. Happy to, if you have other ideas, send them over. But yeah, I think you fix the short-term problem, and then longer term, you got to pay more. No condon. The three amigos are the only people I have seen with a positive attitude about real estate. Well, that's nice. Well, the other thing hopefully you see is all of us are doing deals. We all learn our market. We're all buying. Shoot, the lumberjack is getting 8 of these cards today. He just closed on a 12-unit building. Good for him. I think it's his largest to date. Right? Yeah, the thing that I like about this channel is, first off, it's not just me. I would get really bored if I was just me talking. I get to talk with 8 or 9 multimillionaires every week. And more importantly, we talk about 3 topics that hopefully you care about. So, yeah, I think this channel is very different than any other YouTube channel out there. We're doing the work. We're doing deals. We're not here for clickbait titles. We're not going to try to scare you and tell you to put your head in the ground. If you want to change your life, there's the cheat code to wealth, recycling capital, do the work. You can do it. We believe in you. All 3 of us believe in you. In fact, all my experts believe in you. You got to do the work. It's got to be your choice. The course out there, how to get started one rental at a time, is $300, cheap as heck. All the bonus material. It's right there for you. but we're not going to do the work for you. That's for sure. Yeah. So thank you for recognizing Dion and Matt. Tamika, I received my cards. Thank you. You're welcome. Awesome. Are the trucks and cranes missing or the operators? So I think they've had to reduce. Again, this is just what I've read. It's really both, Nathan. Apparently, they used to use 3 cranes at a time, kind of like a choreographed dance to unload ships. But now, because there are so many containers, they've had to remove cranes, and now you have 1 crane trying to undo a ship, and it's a problem. So I think it's cranes and operators. That's why you've got to flood it with skilled resources. And the only people that I can think of that have trained skilled resources right now is the military or National Guard. I don't know how else you fix it. You need more trucks, more operators, more this, more that. Those are very skilled professions where lives are on the line, right? Moving a crane like that, carrying lots of weight, that could kill people if it's not done right. So yeah, I think I think eventually it's going to happen. And yes, I saw the comment yesterday where somebody called me an idiot and a moron for that idea. Well, what is your idea, Chuckster? John Doe, can you refinance a HELOC every year or so to reset and get the low introductory rate? I don't know. You would have to talk to your bank. I suspect your bank will not like that. But that will be a bank question. Mike, I think. Mike, there is hyperinflation in real estate market. What happened with Zillow suffering heavy losses due to overpaying? These properties, they are setting up Evergrande type. Well, a couple things. Zillow, as I talked about in the daily financial news, reports Tuesday. I think I even made a joke about getting my popcorn ready because I think that earnings announcement is going to be entertaining. I think they lost lots of money, but this is not Evergrande. Come on. Evergrande owes $305 billion on debt. Zillow owns the houses. They don't owe anybody. They're going to sell them at a loss, but selling at a loss is not debt to someone else. So this is not Evergrande at all. And again, we're talking maybe 4,000 homes. 4,000? Zillow could write them all off at 0 and just be fine. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but this is not Evergrande. Not even close. 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. I don't even know what that is. What is? Let's say it's 5,000. Let's do the math. When in doubt, do the math. Let's say it's 5,000 homes. Let's say they lose 40 grand a house. You got to pick a number, right? So let's pick a number. Oh shoot, that's 200 million bucks. That'll hurt. Yeah, dude. Wow, I gotta do that math again. Is that right? 5,000 homes times 40,000 bucks. $200 million. Ouch. Yeah, that's what I mean by Zillow Tuesday earnings. I think it's after hours. Get your popcorn ready. It's going to be ugly. And I think it's going to be kitchen sink ugly. That's an accounting term I learned when I was an accountant. When your sales reps have a bad quarter, what you do is you take all the junk off your balance sheet and you recognize it. So you have one ugly quarter and not 3 or 4. So we shall see. No, I don't think Zillow will default, Mike. I think they own them. I think they paid cash, so there is no loan. Real estate is a mess right now. Okay, I'm not sure what a mess means. It's certainly competitive. It's hard. It's I'm not sure I don't see it as a mess, but maybe our definition is different. But thank you for your questions, Mike. I appreciate the engagement. No condu. Yeah, that's what I meant. Let's see. What did he say? Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Yep, I agree. Yep, doing the deal is walking the walk. Yeah, that's a big deal. Evergrande Contagion is coming to the U.S. So you think Evergrande is the reason Zillow... Is that what you're saying, Mike? Let me know. Are you saying, Mike, Higgins, are you saying that Evergrande is the reason Zillow is having a problem selling homes? I'm just curious. Tamika, we need to also. Oh, where do we go? Where are we? Sorry. Where are we? Here we go. We need to also attract younger workers to trades. Absolutely. Truck drivers, crane operators, our sectors in transportation. Yeah, there's this wage inflation, trades, carpenters, AC repairmen. There are some careers out there where you can make six figures, no college degree. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Concrete Charlie, which market is a mess right now? Kind of what I was thinking too. Mike, which market? All of them. Real estate, stocks, consumer products. Federal Reserve is set up to user for disaster. Ooh, those are some scary words. Interest rates near zero. You can buy a rundown shack for 800 grand at 3%. Okay. All right. Yeah, there's no question that the Fed has given you a incredible opportunity to lock in ridiculously cheap 30-year money. Absolutely. Inflation is here. The Fed is certainly creating. There's so much cash in the system. So much of it's been created in the last couple of years. Yeah, there will be a price to pay, Mike. You are absolutely right. There's no question that there are. Anytime you have rates near zero, I think Jonathan and I talked about this on Thursday, my expert on Thursday. When you have rates at zero, companies and investors, you don't have to work too hard to beat it. If you can borrow at 2% and you can earn 6, go for it. But if interest rates are 5, you're not going to do a 6% deal. That's why cap rates, that's why I'm so nervous about apartments in commercial, because they do have interest rate risk. Interest rates rise, inflation flattens. This is years from now. Your whole NOI calculations blow up. Yeah. So Mike, you are right that there are the Fed has created lots of unintended consequences. I agree, Mike. There are some red flags. There are red flags. There are red flags all the time. Yes, the Fed's got to get out of the market. Mike, Corey, if that's what we're talking about, you could not be more right. The Fed's got to get out of the market. They got to normalize rates. When the Fed is out there buying bonds and ETFs, they don't have to make a profit. It's not good. How about lessening the demand coming in from foreign countries? We will pay more regardless, maybe making things here using automation. Yeah, Nathan, I think, again, wage inflation is going to cause at a point where we can bring more manufacturing home. That's part of the process. But again, the jobs that we do here, it's not going to be the same kind of manual labor, right? There are robots out there doing burgers and coffee drinks and stuff like that. It's yeah, it's happening. So, Mike, I'm curious, what would you do with your money? Do you just bury it in the sand? You go buy silver or gold? What are you doing with your money, Mike? Just curious. Mike, I wouldn't buy a house right now. Okay. I would wait for Federal Reserve to come offer their high horse and raise interest rates. Okay. Do the math. I'm guessing what you're saying is you think rates go up, property gets cheaper. I would say history is not on your side, but I value your comment and your opinion. Tamika, yep, call in the armed forces to help or promote the recruitment and immediately hire all military vets. Oh, there you go. Actually, you know what? That's a very interesting idea. I didn't even think of that. I have to imagine there, because parents did, both mom and dad. There's probably a lot of retired military folks who did their 20, right? They're on pension. That means they're probably 45 to 50, right? They're my age. They could come in and stopgap. You could come in and 90-day contract. We'll pay a huge bonus or something. It is fixable, but we've got to get the people right at this point. The fact that ships are backing up every week tells you have a throughput problem. It's not good. A profitable mess for me. That's your thinking, Tamika. It's been really good for me too. The prices are going to adjust. I remember the dot-com bust. Yeah, so do me. So do I. I lost 30% of my portfolio in that. I paid all cash for those stocks. Still lost my shirt. Mike, I lost, let's see, 200 to 200. I lost 80% of my money. So I remember it well. Well, stocks aren't housing because you can get rental income and all of that. But Mike, your opinion is as good as my opinion. If you want to sit on cash, great. No problem. Enjoy. I'm learning a trade at 39. Cool. Everybody wants a white collar job, and there's a huge shortage. Becoming a home inspector, and I can waive inspections too. Cool. Good job. May you explain the freedom number again? Is this a specific formula for how many rentals one needs to get there? Yeah. So your freedom number. I talk about this in your Get the Money Right course, that $99 course. So basically, what I want you to do is really what I want you to do. The lumberjack and I have talked about this. Is I want you to track your expenses for a month. Everything, food, entertainment, bills, blah, all those things. And what will come out of that is a number, and it's not 5,000 or 2,000 or 10,000. It's 5,863. It's 800. It's $8,103. It's some specific number. Then you look at that number and you audit for needs and wants. Wants you can reduce, but figure out your needs. Like, hey, we need to do this. We need to do that. And again, everybody decides what a need is. If your need is a gym membership, which I totally get, awesome. Keep it. If it's a want because you don't go that often, then take it out. But at some point, you're going to get to a bottom line number to maintain your lifestyle. That is your freedom number, whatever it is. 5,413. Now, all you have to do is you have to create passive income of more than $5,413. That is your freedom number. Hopefully that makes sense. What's your take on Victorian house, which is popular and historically protected by county, buying $50K less than listing, all renovated? So when I've looked at a couple of those, again, I don't know your market. One, it only matters about price point. Doesn't matter to me. It's all about yield. I don't care if you got it for $500K less than asking. If it doesn't cash flow, breaks my model. Two, it needs to be a good or great deal. Just because it's cute and pretty and offers all this charm means nothing to me. It has to be a great deal. Three, read the rules. There's a historic street in my market of Fresno called Huntington Boulevard. Beautiful mansions, but there are so many rules. It feels like I don't own the property, someone else does. If I want to change the paint color, I have to go get permission. If I want to replace a window, I have to get permission. It was not worth the headache for me. So go read the rules. But if it's a great deal and you can live with the rules, because believe me, if it's protected by the county, you are going to have rules, and they are going to be ugly, and it's going to feel like it's not your home. It's owned by some other organization. So that's been my experience. Maybe yours would be different, but that's my thought. Would you buy an electric car? If so, which one? No. Not yet, anyway. Olivia wants what does she want? She wants the Cybertruck. My wife wants the big old silver Cybertruck. She actually put a deposit down. Not for me. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can tell you this. I raced a Tesla one time and got my ass kicked. That was embarrassing. Until I got to about 100 miles an hour, freaking Tesla was blowing me away. Yeah, I haven't actually thought about it. I'm not really a car guy. I got my dream car 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I've never thought about getting a new car. I love my car. I got almost 100,000 miles on my car. No, 90,000 miles on my dream car. So I haven't thought about it, but probably a Tesla, I would have to guess. I'm not going to get an ugly electric car. Some of the electric cars are ugly. Rana, Reina, stocks go up and down like houses, but you can rent them too via options. Weekly done perfectly can generate 3 to 10%. Very cool. Awesome. Congratulations. Nathan, Riva van, 150K mileage warranty, best for the buck. Cool. There you go. Awesome. Were you able to get your hands on Ivy Zellman's presentation? No, I did not get a hands-on presentation, but I got hands on the audio. I did listen to the audio, but I did not get the presentation. I did get the audio though, the recording. It was interesting. I've listened to Ivy Zellman now 15 hours, maybe 16 hours while I work out and do other things. Ivy is she's wicked smart. And she's also she's not, in my opinion, Ivy is being misquoted a lot. Ivy's material, Ivy's talk track, Ivy is trying to help Wall Street save their ass. She has repeatedly told Wall Street, big money, stop being lazy, stop being stupid, stop chasing the herd. However, when Ivy does that, the lame news media is taking quotes and she's transition and they're giving her credit, but trying to talk about all real estate markets. It's not the same. Ivy Zellman's latest report talked about all the Wall Street build for rent going to Phoenix. She had some very negative things to say about Phoenix build for rent. It was taken out of context and quoted as the entire market. Second, Ivy Zellman has repeatedly said, when asked, what would she do with her money? She has said repeatedly, I would buy an older home that needed some work and cash flow, one rental at a time. Her material is for the big boys. She's basically telling the big boys to stop being lazy and stupid. She's not talking to you and me. My opinion. Eli, how does a refi work for a real estate investor? My CPA told me cash out interest isn't deductible unless applied to a property borrowed against to do improvements like new kitchen, bath, etc. Yes, there are rules like that. So if you're going to take, you're going to do a cash out refi on a house, my accountant tells me I have to use that for other capital improvements or potentially buying more properties. That's what my accountant says. You can't take a cash out refi and go buy a jet ski or a vacation or things of that nature. That is what my accountant has told me for the years. But again, I don't file my own taxes. I have an accountant who is also an attorney. So I let him do that. But that's what he has told me. Yeah. So if you just, yeah. So you got to make sure it is to continually growing the business via capital improvements or more real estate. I would be careful right now. I have real estate too, and I'm just looking at finding ways to save money. Okay, so you're building cash. My stock portfolio is heavy in tech, banks, and health. Okay. What are your sleep hours, diet? Do you work out? Oh, wow. Yes, I would say I sleep 6 to 7 hours a night. Easy. I'm in bed early. I'm usually asleep by 10:30. I'm up before 6 most days. Diet, intermittent fasting. So I don't eat till noon and I'm done by 8, but I eat what I want. I've cut out sweets. I try to cut out sweets. Yes, I work out. I'd say I work out 6 days a week, 4 of those days really hard. Like there's a workout I did just 2 days ago, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. of burpees in calorie row. The first time I did it, it took me 27 minutes. The second time I did it, it took me 22:40. I like workouts that leave me gassed. They don't have to be heavy, like a burpee in calorie row. It's a mental test, not a physical test. So yeah, I do. Yes, I definitely, and I'm as heavy as I've ever been. So I clearly got to do something else. Mike, I'm adding consumer products to get benefit of inflation, including Walmart. Okay. All right. Everyday landlord. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? 60 watching. Smash the like button. Oh yeah, thank you for that. Chester, Mike, Higgins, defensive rotation, inflation hedge, but first, ORAT. Yes. Yep. Joined late. Not sure if anyone asked. What is your overall housing price trend expectation overall next year? Kenny, nobody has asked that. I think it's going up. I don't think it's Goldman Sachs up 16%. I think that would be a stretch. But again, nationally speaking, I think we see double digits. I'll call it 10%. I think housing, again, single family homes, national average is up 10% next year. 8 to 10%. And it's all because of inflation, wage inflation. Yes, we will have higher rates, but rates will not rise fast enough. Kenny, if rates rise fast, so what does fast mean? If they go up 1 full percentage point in a month, that is fast. So if they go 3 to 4, 3.5 to 4.5, heaven forbid 4 to 5, housing is slow down. But again, transactions will slow. That doesn't mean prices. Look at the 1970s. Certainly 81, 82. Real estate transactions were cut in half. Prices were still okay. A lot of the newer YouTubers out there, that drives them crazy. They want rates to go up and housing to crash. Not going to happen. Not going to happen, in my opinion. I knew your view on single family and large multifamily outlook. Where are you on 2 to 4 for outlook on rent and values nationally? You definitely got it with duplexes through quads. You really got to know your market. I think the lumberjack is right. If you're in a market where there's enough of those and you can find good deals, I think they're great. Again, 30-year money. If I could only buy one thing, real career young money, I would buy 4 plexes all day. If I only could buy one thing. 30-year money, fixed for 30 years, more units. But there's just not a lot of them in my market. Not enough of them. But yeah, I think, and again, cheat code to wealth, buy a 4-plex. If you're young, you don't own a home yet, go buy a 4-plex. Get uncomfortable. If living in a 4-plex is good enough for Anna, REI mom, Kelly, with 2 kids, it's good enough for you. That's all I got to say. My renters are all a year. I think I saw that. Riley Oak. Mine are all 1-year leases. Everyday landlord. Hey, Michael, received my autographed books this week. Thank you for the personal note. You're very welcome. And all the great content. Very welcome. Thank you. Copy that. Know thyself first. You're very welcome. Would you keep a jet tub in your rental? I would keep it until I had a maintenance call. It's kind of like garbage disposals. I will never put a garbage disposal in one of my units again. That was the stupidest thing I ever did. Cost me thousands of dollars to put it in and thousands of dollars to take it out. But if it was already there, I would, assuming it works, I would leave it until it broke and then I'd replace it. Yeah, 10 to 12%. I like that. I could live with that guess. Okay, sounds good. Stock guys, not my thing. Don't do it. Sales will decline, but prices will not during inflationary period. That's what the numbers say. However, doesn't it reduce our ability to dispose of 1031 and move up to property ladder? Well, it depends on what you're buying. The easiest thing to sell is a single family home. What am I buying? Single family homes. I could kick out the tenant, sell owner occupant. I could do all those things. Read my first book. I went from 8 to 80. I have no problem believing I can do that again. I can sell a house and I can 1031 into someone's apartment building that blew up. I think apartment buildings are going to blow up. Interest rates, cap rates, soft rents. So no, I'm not concerned about 1031s. That's why my asset of choice today is houses, because they're the easiest things to sell. Hi, Mike. I own a property outright. I'm thinking about doing a cash out. I want to either purchase another property or build a duplex on the same property. Cool. I've done that recently. I talk about it on my channel. I just did a cash out refi in an office building. So yeah, I did something very similar. Kenny, you're very welcome. Chester, house hack a fourplex equals millionaire in about 10 years or less. Yes. No question. Under contract for a duplex, it requires a lot of work and cash out of pocket. The yield's 2 to 3% more than corresponding one unit. Is again, I don't know about your market, but a great deal is a great deal. And then you could probably go back and refi out and get your cash back, which probably really helps your return. But yeah, that's why I do the math. That's why in my spreadsheet, know thyself first, I have make ready costs. Because sometimes a fixer is a better deal than turnkey. I do the math all the time. I would do it. If it's a 3% higher, I would. But that's why the math is, I am very black and white. I buy whatever the higher yield is. Would you put a swimming pool in a rental now with the plan to move there in 2 to 3 years? I would never put a swimming pool. I bought apartment buildings with swimming pools. I removed them. I never want to get a phone call that says my pet or my child or my blah, blah, blah drowned. You have insurance, you have all those things, but those pools were gone the first 2 weeks. Not my thing. No, I wouldn't. But that's a personal hang up, I'm sure. Got my hat. Now I just need the deal. Ah, that's funny. Good luck. I'm going to wear it anyways. Yes. Awesome. I think the biggest risk to real estate investors would be some kind of black swan event that caused rents to fall dramatically. Do you see any world where that happens? I mean, anything is possible. That's why they call them black swans. But I have no idea what would cause rents to fall. I've been doing this 20 years, and the only time rents were soft is when everybody could buy a home. So I guess that's your answer. Let's just say the government said, home ownership's our number one incentive. We want to be like China and have 94% of our population own a home. We will give loans away for free, no credit criteria, zero down, half off, fire sale. That would probably make rents crash. In fact, I know that would make rents crash, but that would make houses explode higher. Yeah. Would you recommend doing improvements and or capital expenses now versus 2 years from now, given rising prices? I don't make my decision on inflation. You know, if a roof costs $8,000 now and it costs $9,000 later, I don't really think about that. If it needs to be done, it needs to be done. Some of you are still working and you want to hide or use depreciation or capital expenses. That's really a you and your tax guy, but I don't worry about inflation that way because rents will be higher in 2 years. It'll feel the same. Yeah. Has make-ready cost stabilized now given the lumber is back to normal? Yeah, for the most part. Although windows are a big problem. I was going to do windows on one of my apartment buildings. I think I needed 38 windows. They said I couldn't get them till April. I'm like, well, guess I'm not doing windows. Yeah, windows are a problem. So it's timing, not necessarily price. When are you starting your live seminars? I'd like San Diego or LA area. Probably next year. Probably next year. It appears Congress has stripped out most of the provisions that would damage real estate investors in the latest bill. Will there be any discussion of this with your experts this week? Maybe. Probably on Wednesday with Anna. She follows that stuff pretty closely. So probably with Anna. Best source for accurate rents in our area using Zillow, Craigslist, and Rent-A-Meter. Man, dude, Riley. Ooh, rents are off the charts. I think the best thing to do today is call a property manager. Zillow is off, Craigslist is off, Rent-A-Meter's never been more off. I mean, listen to Dion and Matt and I talk. Rents are up 20%. Nobody's catching that. So today you've got to be right in front of the data. Yeah. I think I got everybody. They're all behind. Yeah, they're all behind. Yeah, you got to call property managers, look for existing other advertisements, stuff like that. They're all behind. Yep. All right. Well, I'm going to call it. I'm going to go get some coffee and get ready for my 9 a.m. with my students. Thank you very much for being a part of this. I want you all to have a wonderful weekend. If you're going to celebrate Halloween, have a good time. If not, we got one more question. Do you have your own handyman or do you go with your property manager in-house handyman? So it depends. If it's I don't worry about small projects. I let them disperse. But I do if I'm going to do a flip or a big job. Yeah, I have a team. I have one team. Actually, I have two teams, but I have one team that's my go-to guys. Yeah, for sure. And it's more about quality than price. All right, everybody, take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Bye.